talking shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club, dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an...
What's going on, fight fans? It's another great day when you love MMA. Welcome back to Mad Matty Fight Talk. UFC Fight Nights going down this Saturday, September 17th at the UFC Apex Arena, aka the COVID Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. We got a banger of a fucking headline fight between Corey Sandhagen and Yadong. The bantamweight is on point right now. It's never looked better, and these two dudes are fighting to move up the ranks. The co-main event, we had a really good fight that was supposed to be between Chikadze taking on Yusuff. That fight's been scratched. We don't know exactly what happened, but Chikadze had to pull out of the fight from the reports that I'm reading. They're unsure at the moment of why he had to pull out of the fight. It must have been some sort of injury. Probably struggling to make weight, being a pussy, who the fuck knows? But the guy's not fighting. They're trying to find a last-minute replacement for Yusuff. So it'll be interesting if they can find somebody to step in on short notice to take Yusuff on. That dude's a tough dude. He's ranked number 12 right now, 12-2. Really, really good fighter. And I was very curious to see how he would match up with a guy like Chikadze. And I felt like that was going to be a really action-packed fight. But moving up into the co-main event, you have Chidi and Njokuani taking on Gregory, Rodrigues. So that's going to be a freaking good fight. Other fights on the main cards, Andre Fili taking on Bill Eligio, Joe Pyfer taking on Alan Amadovsky, and then you got Tanner Boser taking on Rodrigo Ferreira. So we got some really, really good fights on this main card. The prelims are going to be action-packed as well. It's going to start at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Without further ado, let's hop right on into the main event. You got number 4, Corey Sandhagen, taking on number 10, Yadong. Team Elevation versus Team Alpha Male. It's going to be a good fight. Corey Sandhagen's one of those guys who's a really, really good striker. Very good at controlling distance. Very good at grappling. But he's had some struggles in his last 5 fights. He's 2-3 in his last 5. He's lost to guys like Jan Dillashaw and the current champion, Aljo Sterling. So he's had some losses recently in his last 5 fights. But that doesn't say that he's not doing good in these fights. The fight with TJ Dillashaw, to me, that could have gone either way. I thought he actually won that fight because Dillashaw was pressuring for a lot of takedowns, which he didn't land. Sandhagen did some real serious damage early on in the fight, but it was a close fight that he lost. The fight with Petr Yan for the interim belt, that was also a good fight. So I'd say the thing that Corey Sandhagen has immediately in his back pocket is he has taken on the top end of this division, the champion. Didn't win that fight. He got tapped out and I think put to sleep in that fight. But regardless, he stepped in there against a guy like Aljo Sterling, who's not an easy guy to fight. TJ Dillashaw, the former champion, and had a great fight with him. Petr Yan had a great fight with him, and he's one of the most feared guys in that division as well. And he also has a few wins. So with that being said, Yadong, ranked number 10 right now, 19-6-1, coming out of Team Alpha Male. The guy's a rising star, has serious knockout power in his hands. He has 8 KOs, 3 submissions. He's 4-1 in his last 5 fights, and he's on a 3-fight win streak right now. You guys probably watched his last fight where he knocked out Marlon Moraes and put him into retirement. That kid has some serious power in his hands, and he trains with an elite team down there with Team Alpha Male in Sacramento. So this is going to be an interesting fight. Corey Sandhagen's also very diverse in how he can finish the fight. He has 6 KOs and 3 submissions as well. He's 5'11 with a 70-inch reach, so he is going to have a slight 3-inch reach advantage over Yadong, who's 5'8 with a 67-inch reach. But the significant strikes landed per minute, Sandhagen got 6.42, where Yadong has 4.92. So a little bit of a difference there. Sandhagen's constantly throwing, and the fact that he can control distance so well and has a reach advantage will definitely help him in this fight. But he lands at a 44% accuracy rate, where Yadong lands at a 42% accuracy rate. Not as accurate, but very powerful. So when he hits you, that shit hurts. Now, absorbed per minute, a little bit different. 4.5 for Sandhagen, 3.78 for Yadong, and 55% defense for Sandhagen, with Yadong having a 59% defense. Now, these guys, they're not really going to go to take this fight to the ground. Both guys do have submission victories, but at the same time, I feel like Yadong has the power, Sandhagen has the technique. I feel like he's more of a diverse striker. We all saw how he knocked out Frankie Edgar with that vicious flying knee, so I feel like that is something that Sandhagen has in his bag. I'm hoping that these fights that he's had with guys like Jan Dillashaw don't start to put a wrinkle on how he fights. I really don't like him being so one-dimensional. I like when he mixes it up, throws crazy spinning back kicks, goes for flying knees, spinning elbows. I need to see that out of him for this fight. He needs to mix it up in the stand-up game with Yadong. because that kid has some serious power. And if they're exchanging and Yadong does land, he has the potential to knock Sandhagen out. I don't really think that's going to happen. I think Sandhagen's going to be able to control this fight. Now, it is interesting if Yadong goes for takedowns and if he's trying to force a grappling match, because Sandhagen, he has good takedown defense. He is solid in the grappling department, but that's what TJ Dillashaw did. He pressured him, and TJ Dillashaw is a former Team Alpha Male fighter, so they could easily implement a similar game plan. Mix the striking, hide the takedowns, use stuff like that to throw Corey Sandhagen off and win a decision. But I really think that this fight's going to end in the 4th round. I think Corey Sandhagen's going to start picking Yadong apart the farther this fight goes on. I do think he's going to stuff takedowns, and I think he's going to land some nasty strikes. So I got Corey Sandhagen winning this fight. Moving on to the new co-main event, Chidi and Njokuani taking on Gregory Rodrigues. Now, this is going to be a fun middleweight matchup. Njokuani's 22-7. The guy's got 14 KOs and 1 submission. Gregory Rodrigues is 12-4. He also has 7 KOs with 3 submissions. So these guys aren't shy from finishing fights. These guys go in there and put the lights out. Now, Njokuani has 4 fights in the UFC, and he has all wins, all by KO. He was 5-3 when he fought at Bellator, and he has 10 first-round KO finishes. So that guy is absolutely no joke standing up, has power. He is one big dude. Gregory Rodrigues is also a big dude. The difference between this fight is probably going to be the reach advantage for Njokuani. I know people don't like to say that that's an actual advantage, but I think it is. When you're dealing with a really good striker who knows how to use his body, who knows how to keep distance, who knows how to move their feet and get into good positions with an 80-inch reach going against a 75-inch reach, he's going to be landing a little bit more punches more often than he's not. Now, significant strikes landed per minute. Rodrigues does have a high volume of that. He has 6 landed per minute, where Njokuani has 3.76. Now, the accuracy is a big deal here. 73% accuracy rate for Njokuani, while Rodrigues has 55%. So, although he throws less, he's a lot more accurate, and he has serious fucking power. Now, absorbed per minute, 1.45 for Njokuani, and Rodrigues is 5.73. So, I don't see how this is going to be a good fight for Rodrigues. Now, he needs to take this fight, Gregory does. He needs to take Njokuani down. He's going to need to get into some serious grappling exchanges. He's going to have to hide his takedowns behind his punches and strikes. He's not going to be able to stand up and win a stand-up war with a guy like Njokuani. That guy carries some serious fucking power. He's a very big dude, and he has a 76% takedown defense, so it's not going to be easy to get him down either. Now, Njokuani has fought good wrestlers, so he has experience with these kind of guys. Rodrigues is 100% takedown defense, while Njokuani doesn't even go for takedowns. So in my eyes, Gregory needs to turn this into a grappling match. He can't stand there and try and fight a stand-up fight against a guy who hits as hard as Njokuani does. This is going to be a great fight. I don't see this fight leaving the 2nd round. I think Njokuani is going to get a knockout in the 2nd round. Rodrigues is going to do good in the beginning. I feel like it's going to be a nice feeling out process. But once Njokuani finds that sweet spot and starts touching him up, I think it's going to come early, often, and hard, and he's going to drop that dude pretty bad. I got Njokuani winning this fight. Moving on, we got Andre Fili taking on Bill Aligio. Andre Fili's 21-9 coming out of Team Alpha Male. Bill Aligio's 16-6. I'm not going to spend too much more time on these fights. I'm going to quickly go through who I think is going to win. I got Andre Fili winning this fight just because I feel like he has more experience and he's fought tougher dudes throughout his career. So I do think that Andre Fili's going to get the W in that one. Then you got Joe Pyfer taking on Alan Amadowski. I think Amadowski's going to get the W in this one. I really do. I think he's a tougher fighter, and I just got him winning in that one. And then Tanner Boser taking on Rodrigo Ferreira. I'm going to go with Rodrigo Ferreira in this fight. I think Rodrigo's a pretty tough dude. I've watched a few of his fights. I like his fight style. He's 9-1, so he is a little bit lacking in the professional experience, where Boser's 28-1. So he's 28-1, just so you don't get, I didn't say 28-1. I didn't want you guys to think that the guy's on a fucking tear, but yeah. This is going to be a good fight. It's a heavyweight matchup. Very interested to see how this fight plays out. You got some pretty action-packed prelims as well. Anthony Hernandez is fighting on the prelims. One that really stands out to me is number 7, Aspen Ladd, taking down number 8, Sarah McMahon. You got the young rising star versus an older star. So that's going to be an interesting women's fight as well. Some really good fights. Tony Gravely taking on David Basharat. The guy's fighting out of Afghanistan. So I like the Middle Eastern fighters. I like that the Middle East is bringing out some really good-ass UFC fighters. Now, Javid is 12-0. So that's going to be an interesting fight. Gregory's a tough motherfucker, but this guy Bastrop, man, he's a fucking tough dude. I watched a few of his fights. I really like his style, and he's big for the division. So it's going to be very interesting to see who wins that matchup. I will be watching these fights. I will be watching the prelims. Like always, guys, thanks for watching my video. Hit me in the comments. Let me know who you guys have winning. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I drop more content. Who you guys got winning between Sandhagen and Yadong? I'm really curious to see your guys' thoughts on this. Yeah, catch me on the next one, man. Subscribe, like. I'll see you guys soon.
Haters talking shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an